Have you been following the astrologers online? Perhaps you're curious. Perhaps you tried and you quickly got overwhelmed with all the things going on in the sky. Well, that's how I felt the first time when I started. So I actually had to deconstruct a lot out of all the talk. And don't get me wrong, I'm not dismissing it. Everything is all wonderful, but there's always something happening in the sky. So for those of us who want to start in the beginning, it becomes quickly overwhelming. And so I'm going to give you what I did for myself. You're going to start with Saturn, not with the sun, not with this and that, and with the Mars square Pluto this week in the sky. Forget it. Yes, it's working, but it's working on a planetary scale for the average citizen. And you know what? You're not an average citizen. And so you need something to let you into this world where you can actually try it, test it on yourself, see what works, what doesn't, and make your own astrology that works for you and that you know how to use for daily practical applications. So start with Saturn. Saturn, the symbol of Saturn is obstruction. Well, that's kind of negative way, and it does feel like obstruction in life. But once you become more aware of what it's doing, it is really a break, a metaphorical break in your psyche. So wherever you find Saturn in your chart, that means without Saturn, you probably have the tendency to rush through that aspect of life. And of course, when you rush through things, you don't pay attention, you cut corners and things go bad. Think of Saturn as that strict teacher you had in second grade who said, no, you have to do your homework, do it over and over and over. And because of that strict teacher, now you know how to write or read or do math. And now you appreciate that strictness and austerity of the teacher who wasn't like all fuzzy and huggy, but gave you skills that will last you for a lifetime. And that is what Saturn is. Now, before we jump into the astrology, I want to give you something from an energy healing art that is Japanese energy healing art that is called Jinshin Jutsu. I practice it on a daily basis because it's fun and because all it requires are my two hands. So here's what I'm going to give you as homework. Find where Saturn is in your chart. Specifically in which energy. Do you have Saturn in Cancer like me? Or do you have Saturn in Libra? Find that energy and count what is the number of it. Starting from Aries, 1, Taurus, 2, Gemini, 3. So you get the point, right? We have 12 energies. So Saturn is going to be in one of those numbers. Once you figure out that number, go to my website. I'll put a link to it. It's called Traveler's Guide to Healing. And there I will give you a corresponding Jinshin Jutsu flow for each of those numbers. Because there's a very beautiful mapping between the 12 energies in astrology and the 12 meridians in traditional Chinese medicine. In Jinshin Jutsu, they call it function energy, 12-fold daily organ function energy. But the point is, you take your daily energy, divide by in 12 parts, and then you have 1, which is lung, 2 is large intestine, 3 is stomach, 4 is spleen. And so you don't even need to know the names. What you need to do is to find the numeric correspondence, because there's some resonance playing in our universe. I've seen this in the physical universe, but there are also metaphysical laws that stipulate that the resonance extends, that like attracts like. That's what it is. So here's your first homework. Test it, validate it for yourself. Find the Saturn in which energy it is. See what number is. Let's say you find Saturn in Leo. So that will be number 5 of the 12 zodiacal energies. So you're going to go to the traditional Chinese medicine or the Jinshin Jutsu literature, and you're going to find that number 5 in the daily energy is actually heart. And then you're going to go to my website and you're going to use your hands to do the anchor step to harmonize that energy. So what you're going to do, if you're familiar with Reiki, you already know how to do it. You place your hands very lightly on different places of the body and hold until you feel the synchronized pulsation. It's really awareness of synchronized pulsation in both hands. If you don't feel anything after 10 minutes, that's it. It's good enough. I like to hold for a long time. I like to hold my hands for 20 minutes and I totally space out and feel really good. But 10 minutes, let's say 10 minutes, it's a good amount of time. So for instance, let's say you find Saturn in Aries. Aries is number 1, and that corresponds to the lung meridian or the lung function energy in Jinshin Jutsu. And the way you harmonize the lung function energy in Jinshin Jutsu is to take your hand and place it here on the clavicle area, and you can do it on the left side. So if you do the left side, then the right hand goes on the left side as well. So it's the same left side, both hands. So do the clavicle, which is safety energy lock 22, and then you're going to put your other hand here at the lower rib. It's called safety energy lock 14, and just relax. And here, let me adjust so you can see here my hand, and you sit. You can watch TV. You can talk to people. It doesn't matter what you do. I like to be quiet or listen to music or meditate, but I have actually done it when I watch TV, and it's super, super easy because you forget about it, and 2 hours later, the movie is over, and you get up, it's like, wow, I feel so good. So anyway, do it. Do it for about 10 minutes. If you wish, you can go 15. Beyond 20 is totally up to you. I mean, if you're watching a movie and you forget, there are no counter indications. As long as, make sure you don't strain yourself. It has to be super comfortable, very light, so you just kind of relax your hands on those positions. Do it for 3 days and come back for part 2 of Saturn.